Hey, good Saturday evening once again. Red Sox collector Dan McGraw here, making my second video of the night. I wanted to do another video. I touched upon it in my video that I literally just posted. It literally posted in the last minute. And I wanted to do another quick video highlighting a new set that I'm going to attempt to try to complete. And I made a huge strides in getting basically started. I only had 3 cards. And I found out that there was a total of 91 cards in this set. And I found a seller on the Beckett Marketplace that had a bunch of them and still has some more. I picked up a whole bunch of cards to kind of get going on the set. And it's not going to be a terribly expensive set. Once I get I believe this seller still has some more cards, and then they're on eBay quite a bit. I noticed they're on ComC has quite a few of these cards as well. But I wanted to talk about the set and give a little bit of history about the set because it was something that was intended to be much larger, but due to licensing issues, the set ended up being cut short. Now, the set that I'm speaking of is the 2005, and I believe it's Playoff that put it out. It was part of the Donruss company back then. The biography set. Now, these are just really nice-looking, high-end type-looking insert cards that were issued during the course of the 2005 sets. Now, there was 3 different sets that Donruss Playoff products put these cards out in. And I have my binder. I've decided to put this set into a binder. It's 91 total cards, which is a really strange number. But again, the intention was to do this would have been a total of 521 cards, because if you haven't figured it out yet, but with that number, it was a commemorative set for Ted Williams to commemorate all of his career home runs. Well, these are what the cards look like, and I apologize, it might not look very good on here. I put them in a binder because I just picked up a whole bunch of them. The cards themselves, if you kind of zoom in on it, all have the biography, and on the bottom they have kind of a chronological timeline, and the year is highlighted in the year in which he hit the home run that's in gold above. So it has the picture of Williams on one side of the card, the Red Sox logo underneath, and it has the year and then the home run number. Now, they also made relic cards for all of these cards as well, which are pretty expensive. Not something at all that I'm going to chase. If I could get one card, I'd be happy. But when I was researching this set, I had 3 cards from the set that I've picked up on eBay here and there that I found relatively cheap for a couple bucks, free shipping, whatever. And it's been sitting on my desk, those 3 cards, in top loaders, and saying, geez, I'd love to get more of these cards, but every time I looked, I only saw numbers below 100, which I now understand why. And I said, boy, if they made this set, to get all 521 cards would be ridiculously expensive and extremely time-consuming, and it would bring me right to the point of where I'm at with my collecting of the 2007 and 2008 Moments and Milestones sets. And I will do a video someday with those 2 binders because that's quite an endeavor that I took on several years ago, and every once in a while pick up some cards for it. I tend to do it in bunches. I'll pick up a bunch and knock some cards off the list. But this set seemed, even at only 521 cards, if it was full, was more reasonable. Well, what I found in searching for the cards, I could never find a card. At the time, I was looking for 100 or over, and I could never find a card. And I'm like, why are they all lower numbers? I don't understand. Well, I did a little bit of research on this, and I found out the reason for it is because they were put out in 2005, and that was the last year that Donruss actually had a license. They lost the licensing rights in 2006. That's why there are no Donruss cards in 2006. This never really occurred to me until I did the research on it. So they only got to 91 cards, which is a very strange number to stop it at. The intention was to disperse the rest of this set over the next several years, and it probably would have taken another 5 years or so at that pace, 4 or 5 years anyway, to issue all the cards, which would have made it extremely challenging to collect. And of course, that amount of cards would have been a huge endeavor, and it would have been really cool to try to collect it. But now at 91 cards, I said to myself, well, this is way more reasonable to try to go after. Now, granted, I had 3 of the 91 cards. So, like 4% of the set. And I started looking, and I've got a couple in my watch list on eBay that are relatively cheap. But even with those, I'm still looking at only getting 2 or 3 more cards. So I decided to start searching them out on some of the popular websites. So I checked Sport Lots first. weren't any available on Sport Lots that I could find anyway, that I recall. Then I checked ComC. Now, ComC has a lot of them. They range in price from, I want to say, $3 and change, all the way up to some people are trying to sell them for $15 to $20 a card. There's a lot of them in the range that I'm more comfortable at, the $5, $6 range, and a lot of different numbers, but um, so definitely something to look at there. Then I decided to pay a visit to the Beckett Marketplace, where I buy a lot of singles from, primarily Burbank sports cards. Well, Burbank had some, but very few. And then I decided to search out the set individually and search for just the Ted Williams cards. And I found one particular seller that seemed to have the cards listed over and over and over. So I started scrolling through. Well, this particular seller had a $40 shipping threshold, and they were selling the cards for $6 a card. And they also were part of a promotion, I think, that was going on. So I decided to pick up 7 cards, and I paid $42. I got the free shipping, and I got a discount as well. And that would put me at 10 of the 91 cards. So that made it a little bit, more reasonable, to say, well, let me see what I can do to get more of these cards. Well, then after I purchased those, I went back on and I noticed that the seller had probably another anywhere from 30 to 40 more of the cards from the set. So at the $6 price, I put, I think, 26 cards in my shopping cart. And I skipped over some of the lower numbers because at the time I wasn't home and I didn't know the numbers that I had. I knew they were in the 20s and 30s, so I skipped into the 40s and 50s and started from there and found 26 cards. And when I went to check out, I saw that they had a make offer. So I decided I'm going to be reasonable about this. I wanted to offer $100, which would have been a little bit less than $4 a card, but I didn't want to be. I purchased the 7 cards from them previously, and I didn't want to come across as trying to rip them off, so to speak. But I offered $5 a card, and the seller took my offer, and I purchased the 26 cards, and I got them in last week. So I now have 36 of 91 cards. So I have roughly 40% of the set. And that seller, I want to say, still probably has another 5 to 10 cards that I don't have. So I'll be going back to them probably in a couple weeks and looking to purchase those cards as well. And then I will start kind of looking on eBay some more and going on the Sport Lots, because Sport Lots would be probably the easiest way to find them and get them in bulk right out of the gate. So I'm really intrigued by the set. I like these kinds of sets. The Moments and Milestones is extremely challenging, trying to find every single number of every single card, especially when you're talking about the 303 strikeout Pedro Martinez one. Now, I probably have about 180 to 200 of those cards through doing my due diligence and going through sites and spending a lot of time with that. But I will never complete that set. I'm 100% confident I will never complete that set unless I find somebody else who's also trying to build it, who decides that one day that I give up. I'm just going to sell what I have, and I get lucky enough to purchase a bunch of them. Then I might have a slight chance, but I'm not counting on it. So I just love sets like this, and I wanted to show it. And I can't really show the cards all that well. They're all the same. They just have a different number on them, and then the year that's highlighted is different, depending on what year it was that he hit that number of home run. So anything Ted Williams is great. My goal is to eventually complete the set. I've got a good start, like I said, almost 40% of the way there, and I'm going to hopefully be able to pick up more cards in the very near future and get closer to halfway, and then really start to pick away at it. And so it's going to be something that I've kind of put on my radar, trying to find those types of cards. So I've been picking up so much awesome stuff lately, and some really cool vintage stuff. And Ted Williams is he's the holy grail of Red Sox collecting, is Ted Williams for the most part. I mean, then you're talking Babe Ruth, which I'll never own an original Babe Ruth Red Sox card in all likelihood. And of course, guys like Jimmy Fox, Bobby Doerr, the vintage guys that I've been able to pick up some super cool cards of those guys lately. So I'm very fortunate for that. But this set's going to be something I'm going to pursue, and I'm excited about it. So anybody happens to have any of these cards, shoot me a message. I might be interested if you're looking to sell or trade or something. So just wanted to share that with you. I like looking back at sets that were issued back in the 2000s, because they made so many cards and so many different sets and subsets. um, that are kind of really challenging to complete, and I think this one is right up my alley, and I'm going to go for it. So, wanted to share that with you all. Um, Again, thank you for watching. I want to celebrate. I also celebrating two milestones today, both of which happened earlier this evening. I hit my 150th subscriber on YouTube, so I'm very excited about that. I did a contest at 100. I'll probably wait and do a contest at 200. So I'm excited about that. Um, I checked out a bunch of new channels this afternoon, checked out some videos, subscribed to some new people. So I think that's why I got a little bit of a boost in my subs, which is great. And I want to continue checking out new channels and checking out their videos. The other milestone that I hit today was I got my 4,000th feedback on eBay. I had I think over 800 in the last 12 months. I buy a lot on eBay, and most of them are as a buyer. I would say probably 36 to 3,700 of them are probably as buyer, and the rest are as a seller. So that's a nice milestone for me. I don't think it changes the color of my star. I think that's probably 5,000. But at the rate I'm going, I'll probably get there within the next year and a half, probably. So a couple of cool milestones to celebrate as well. So that's it for this second video. Appreciate everybody who watches, takes the time to comment. I am trying to, comment back and like your comments and things. I definitely have a lot of work to do over the next 2 days. I've got 2 days off because of the holiday. So I'm going to be working on some cards. So thanks everybody for watching, and take care.